Hello everyone, this is DD1 here, and today we're going to be looking at the Gemmy 2017 life-size animated Slim Stalky. As you can see, this guy is very tall. He is actually about 8 feet tall. You can tell from the base that he actually has a balancing issue right now. Where I had him before, he seemed to be fine. Where he is now, I think it has to do with the material the floor is made out of. He actually leans back a good amount. So I have that weight on the base to help offset that. But yeah, this is an incredible piece. And if you're wondering, I heard there was a Slim Stalky that was recently, somebody had recently found one. Now, I do not own that. This is a different one. So the one that showed up on Facebook was the one filmed in the J. Marcus Wholesalers booth in 2017. So the YouTuber known as Toasty Unavailable, he filmed, some would say, the booth at the Halloween Party Expo that year, and there was a Slim Stalky there. And I know Sunstar did not have a Slim Stalky. They were just not sent a sample. I guess the sample instead went to J. Marcus, even though it was not on J. Marcus's website and it was in the Sunstar catalog. Now, a factory video has been out and about for some time now with this guy. That was from me. I actually got that from a connection of mine in the wholesale industry, as well as the list of phrases that you will see on the Gemmy archive, which was then copied over to the Gemmy wiki. And this one you guys have seen as well. This is the same one in the stock photo. And if you notice in the stock photo, there were what seemed to be red LEDs photoshopped in the eye holes. That was actually not just Photoshop. This one actually has the red LEDs in the eyes, as well as the arm movement, which the one that was in the J. Marcus booth was a kind of downgraded model. The J. Marcus one did not have the shoes, did not have arm movement, did not have the red eyes. But regardless, that's still a really cool piece to me, the one in the J. Marcus booth, which is the one that popped up recently. This one I've had for a good while now, but I'm back and I'm posting, so I figured, why not film it? So here we are. Now the shoes, like it seems in the stock photo, are the original vinyl Butler shoes like Ghostface has and the Butlers have. They're not vacuum formed shoes or anything like that. If this was produced, it would have had the shiny vacuum formed shoes just like the Lowe's Zombie did. His hands are resin. His hands are built out of Jack Skellington hands. And for those of you, who remember the old conspiracy theories where, this guy was, quote, turned into Jack Skellington, that's not true. Jack Skellington actually came before this. Jack Skellington was first made around like 2016, I think, was when the original samples would have first been made. According to what I know, and that of course may not be completely true, but everything points to that being the case. And also, you can tell that Jack Skellington came before this guy because Jack Skellington only has 4 fingers on his hand there that's posed in front of his body. There is a 5th finger that is actually adhered to the hand where there is an empty spot. So these actually are Jack Skellington hands that have been repurposed. You would be surprised about how this is constructed. So it is built like, the Lowe's Zombie is, for example, but with an arm mech added in there and a rather different yet similar head tilting mech. It's not the same as the Cauldron Witch. There's actually a kind of differently shaped and longer knob that makes the head tilt up and down. And you'll see in this video, he has started to do the thing where he just his head drops loosely a little bit. And it originally did that. It's not done that for months, but then I move him in this room and it starts doing it again. So my apologies for that. He does take only batteries. His sound quality is very good because it is one of those 16 and 17, well, 15 through 17 life sizes where it has the really good sound and good speakering. And the batteries have lasted a while on this guy. I've had him, set up and, a button hooked up to him, and his lights haven't gotten dimmer, his movements haven't slowed or anything like that. So he is pretty good with battery life. Now the hands are actually switched because the hand on the left, that the hands are upside down. The hand on the left is supposed to be on the other side, but there's some missing fingers. There are 2 fingers broken off, and eventually I will get some Jack Skellington fingers because I have a basically parted out 2021 model, and I will try and reattach those and kind of fill in the gaps where the fingers bend and try and make it look as similar as possible. But I'll probably still leave the hands where they are just because it now look exactly the same, and that hand, it hides it the way it's positioned. Another detail is the head is completely made of clear resin. It's 100% clear. There are screw holders that were molded into it, interestingly enough, but I don't remember if they were used or not. But it is clear resin, and that's how the head lights up, because the head lights up from within, the lights are inside of the clear resin head, and there is a thin layer of fabric over the head, and that's how the light up effect happens. And the red eyes are actually, they're LEDs, but they're projected onto the fabric, and it gives off just the coolest effect when it lights up, especially in the dark, because you don't normally get that. You normally have the LEDs poking out or inside of an eyeball, but with this, they're shining onto fabric, and it gives a really unique effect. I probably could have straightened the tie out a little bit better there, so my apologies for that, but I'm sure you guys will still enjoy and hopefully appreciate the video regardless of his tie position. But yeah, I guess I'll move up closer so you can see the hand. It is indeed resin, and I think it's that one there that is kind of adhered on. So yeah, normally that would not be there. You can see on this hand how there's 2 that were broken off, unfortunately, which doesn't completely surprise me because they're resin skinny hands. Here he is from the side. You can see he's got kind of a neck there, and this is actually the same sculpt practically as the Lowe's Zombie. Very similar, just the neck is a little different and a few other little details. You can see how he's kind of leaning back a little bit, and you can also see how you can actually see his face through the fabric when the lights are off, which is really freaky. It's like the face out ghost effect, but better. And his fabric is actually good material. If I zoom in there, it's not like really cheap garbage or even inflatable fabric. It's actually decent. The white shirt is not a full white shirt, but I don't mind. The only thing that could be improved on the outfit is the buttons, because they're just little like fabric circles. Otherwise, the outfit is actually really good quality for a 2017 piece. And there are his shoes. I feel like if he had a larger base, that would have fixed the leaning problem, or at least reduced the risk of him falling over. But that might have been a factor as to why people ultimately did not order him, is because he would be prone to falling over. And the way that the black poles are designed, they don't like lock super firm, so that can also make him wiggle back and forth more. And you'll see him rocking a bit, because for some reason does not like this floor. But alright, I have said a lot about this guy. If there are any other questions, then I'll be bewildered. I guess just to be safe, I'll say that the list of phrases that were online, there were like 2 of those, maybe 3, that were not used in this. And this is an earlier, more advanced model. The J Marcus one is a newer model with, you know, cost-cutting measures applied. So it would definitely not have the same, or those extra phrases. But there's still several phrases on this guy. Further ado, let's get into the demonstration. You know what, I'm just gonna walk up close to him, that'll be better. So there he is at full height, not looking down at all. This is a 9-foot ceiling, by the way.
Don't be shy, stay a while.
And he does creak a little bit.
Let me reach that for you.
So you can see that lighting effect I talked about with the LEDs.
What a fine little morsel you are.
And the J Marcus one, the fabric is done differently than this, so it's shaped a little different.
Are you scared or just simply frightened? Going my way? Don't be shy, stay a while.
Okay, now we are going to turn off all of the lights, do a couple phrases in the complete dark.
He reached that for you. What a fine little morsel you are. Are you scared or just simply frightened? Going my way?
Alright guys, so that is Slim Stalky. I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for watching.